Hello everyone, today we're going to learn how to make Oden, and this is a classic Japanese dish available throughout the country in the wintertime. So first we need some fried fish cake. This is satsuma age, and fried fish cake isn't a good translation as you see there on the package. This too is fried fish cake or gobo maki, and it's hard for me to describe the difference in taste between the two, but trust me, there is. Next thing we need is mirin, and if you made our sushi rice, I'm sure you'll recognize this ingredient. Next thing is konnyaku. You see here it says yam cake, and I don't really like that translation either, but then we need hondashi, which is the bonito soup stock. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our package of konnyaku, and we're actually going to cut it in half because it's a bit thicker than we actually need. So you'll see there, we slice it in half like so. Then we're going to open it up and put the two halves next to each other. Then we're going to slice them vertically like so, and then cut both of them horizontally like that. And go ahead and make sure to line it up in the middle. Then we're going to cut those fourths into triangles. And just for tradition's sake, that's the way it's served in Oden. I can't tell you why, no particular rhyme or reason, just that's the way they do it. And you'll see here, we're going to go ahead and cut that up, and then we'll have nice, even shaped triangles that are exactly what we want to use to put in our Oden. And the other thing we need is a daikon. And daikon is a Japanese radish. You see here, we're just taking your average carrot peeler, potato peeler, whatever you want to call it, and be sure to peel. You want to get all the skin off the outside of it, and especially around the edges too, so don't forget that. Now, what we're doing here is we're slicing it, and we want to make sure to get all the daikon slices the same size. Because when we cook the daikon, this is the piece that actually takes the longest, so we need to make sure to get it cut evenly like so. Now, the next thing we have is some very thinly sliced beef from the Asian store, and we're going to go ahead and just slice it up like so. This is very common in Oden too, just some, pieces of very thinly sliced beef. Now, here we have boiling water, and whatever you choose to boil your water in, it's okay. Just be sure to get something really big. If you want to use a Dutch oven, that's fine too. Now, the first thing we're going to put in is the daikon, and that's because the daikon, as I said earlier, does take the longest to cook. So we want to be sure to get that in first. And the daikon is actually going to be the telling ingredient on when our Oden is okay to finish up as well. And how we're going to do that is we'll go ahead, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and put the hondashi in there. That's the bonito soup stock. And for our purposes today, we want about, half a tablespoon or so. And, the thing with Japanese cooking, it's not an exact science. It's to taste. So, don't feel obligated to use exactly half a tablespoon if you feel like you might need a little bit more. So, once we get there, you see we mixed it around. We're going to go ahead and take the thinly sliced beef and go ahead and put that in there. And we're going to take the konnyaku as well and put it next to the beef. And then we're going to get some of our round fish cake, the satsuma age, and go ahead and put that in there too. And last is going to be the gobo maki, which is fried fish cake as well. You'll see we're just taking it and putting it around the outsides of our boiling pot. And the last thing that we use too is we have hard-boiled eggs that are pre-made. We're going to go ahead and put those right in the center. And really you can arrange it any way you like. Just the Japanese tradition is for it to be very separated and look very nice. So here's what it looks like, and we're going to go ahead and add our mirin now. And the mirin adds a touch of sweetness. It's a type of vinegar and really sweet, so it really helps a lot. You'll see we've got 3 tablespoons right there. That's what we want to go for. And next, this is soy sauce, so we're going to go ahead and add the soy sauce in there as well. And these mixtures, like I said, there's no hard and fast rule on exactly how much. It's really to your own taste or flavor. That being said, if you want a little bit stronger taste, you can add more of the soy sauce. That's 3 tablespoons so far. Or, if you want a little bit sweeter, you can go a little bit heavier on the mirin and even add a little bit of sugar in here too. So we fast forward a little bit, you see we're going through. The test here is to basically, at a minimum, you want to make sure that the daikon is soft enough where you can go ahead and stab it with a chopstick and have it go in. And you'll see here we're shaking up the meat a little bit, and you'll notice that some of the floaties, or whatever you want to call it, there you go. That's how you test if it's done or not, by if you can stick the chopstick in the daikon easily or not. Now, when you start to get those floaties, kind of like you're seeing there from the meat, feel free to take a cooking spoon and just kind of go along and just pull that right off the top of your stock there. And that's the way you can keep it looking clean while you're making your oden the whole time. So the next step is to put the top on it and boil it for, I'd say 30 to 45 minutes. And then when it's all done, ladies and gentlemen, here's what it looks like when you take it out of the pot. And this stuff is delicious. Definitely a very easy Japanese dish to try at home. Thank you for watching. We appreciate likes and comments. Please remember to subscribe.